What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the Daily Walk with Lance. This is where I take my morning Bible devotional, I record, upload, and share it with you guys. Like I say before every video, don't view me as a spiritual leader, pastor, prophet. I'm not. I'm just the average Joe trying to show other average Joes that you can do more Bible devotion. That, Sunday morning and Wednesday night, it's not enough. You need to be in it every day. And I'm not even saying hours upon hours. I'm talking about start with 10 minutes and then build on it. I know any new habit is a little bit intimidating to start because it seems like a lot more than it really is. And once you get it going, it's a lot easier to do, actually. Um, Now today we're gonna build on what I said yesterday. We're gonna build on PTSD and Christianity, and today we're gonna deal with the night terror part of PTSD. It's something I'm very familiar with. I Before I started taking medicine and before I got right with God, when I was, you know, hitting rock bottom, I was having night terrors every day. Anytime I get put to sleep for like a surgery or something, night terror. So I am very, very familiar with night terrors. Like I said, I used to have them every day. Now, I still have them quite frequently, but not every day anymore. And I credit that to both, ultimately God, because any medicine I take was put on the earth by God. So, God ultimately gets the credit for that. And this is a little prayer that I had forgotten about until I just looked it up this morning. Um, that I'm definitely going to start using now, and that I'd already been kind of doing this, but there's a whole chapter on night terrors. And when I say whole chapter, it's there's several places in the Bible you could say deal with it, but what I'm doing now is Psalm, and it's one of the first Psalms, and it's only 8 verses, but there are 8 pretty powerful ones. So let's just get right into it. This is the Bible devotional. Today we are in the book of Psalm, chapter 4. As always, I'm in the New American Standard Bible, and like I said, we're going to do the whole chapter. So verses 1 through 8, and like I said, this is about night terrors. And this is King David. This is a psalm King David did. And this is presented as a prayer. And it reads, "Answer me when I call, God of my righteousness. You have relieved me in my distress. Be gracious to me and hear my prayer. You sons of man, how long will my honor be treated as an insult? How long will you love what is worthless and strive for a lie? But know that the Lord has set apart the godly person for himself. The Lord hears when I call to him. Tremble and do not sin. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and trust in the Lord. Many are saying, 'Who will show us anything good?' Lift up the light of your face upon us, Lord. You have put joy in my heart, more than when their grain and new wine are abundant. In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, have have me dwell in safety." And again, that is Psalm chapter 4. And this kind of gives you a structure of, obviously the Lord's Prayer is the easy one that everybody remembers, but everybody wants to talk about how should you structure prayer. And I always tell people, start off just talking. Like if it was a friend right next to you, start off that way. But when you start really breaking it down, you see in just these short 8 verses how King David did. He calls out to God. He says, "Answer me when I call, God." And then he thanks God for relieving him of distress and asks him to hear his prayer. So that his initial greeting to God is, "Thank you for everything you've done for me. Now will you hear my prayer, hear what I have to say." So it's always one of those, you thank God at the same time as you go to God with something, a request. It's, you balance it. It seems a little rudimentary, but you know, some people need every step written down, every little thing written down a certain way so they know how to perfectly be that way. And this is an example of the Bible giving us that structure. And then, and then, so obviously, uh, he talks about fearing God, tremble and do not sin. Meditate in your heart upon your bed and be still. So that's him basically saying, you know, the fear of God, you should be serious when you come to him, especially at night, especially when, you know, the the night terrors or the nightmares are about to start. It's no, I don't fear those. I fear God. And if I only fear God, then those things don't matter. So that's what he's getting at here. Um, Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and trust in the Lord. So trust that, you know, you went to God with these things, so now trust that he's going to handle them like he said he would. And then it concludes, which is peace is something I long for. I have found a lot of peace, but I know ultimate peace won't be until heaven. But anything that the Bible says to do with peace really hits home for me. And so, verse 8, in peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, have me dwell in safety. So that knows, basically he's saying, for those of you that worry right before you go to sleep, if you trust and fear the Lord and you truly believe in him, then nothing that happens in the night matters, because either you wake up the next day or you wake up in heaven. Either way, good to go, like happy either way. And so that's what he's saying. He said, take that, I'm good either way. That the peace that comes from I'm good. Take that peace and lie down with it. And like I said, this is something even I struggle with PTSD. Like I struggle to fall asleep every night, and this is going to be something I lean on more. This was a hidden little gem for me, and I hope it helps someone else too. Alright, y'all. If this is the first time in one of my videos, if you would, please drop me a follow, hit that like button, share the video, leave a comment. I don't say that to be a grifter. I say that because it's the only way the algorithm recognizes content anymore. So, you know, as the internet has gotten bigger and better, we have figured out exactly the way the algorithms work, the way search engines work. Right now, the big thing to the algorithm is interaction. So like, comment, share. Those things are how you help any creator that you enjoy their content. So anybody that you enjoy their content, do this for them, not just me. If you enjoy their content, pray for them and then help them with the algorithm. Alright, y'all. Yeah, that's going to do it for today. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Peace.